So today is the day, not the day, but the day where when I was writing my training plan, today was the big question mark on whether or not my body can handle it. And now we're gonna find out. We got 30 to 31 miles today, so basically a 50K. Today we're in Annandale instead of Lake Sonoma. A little bit less climbing, but I think more technical trails. So it'll be interesting. It's gonna be hard, but if I can make it through today, it's gonna be a very big confidence booster for the 50 miler because I'd be better, well rested for the 50 miler. So let's do it. Let's see what we can do. Coming up to 11 miles to go. The legs are definitely tired from past whatever 2 weeks. Not really good, but anyway, the legs are definitely tired. Brain is definitely fatigued. I'm definitely a little wobbly on the trails. Let's see, 11 to go. But as long as I don't run out of liquids, I mean, I'll make it. Even if I have to walk, gotta go mileage, go some miles, not the time. So, as long as I don't run out of liquids, I ain't worried.
Thanks for running back with me.
So, 31 miles. Did it. I was definitely really rough. Really tired. But got it done. Towards the end there, it actually felt a lot better than that middle. That middle was just terrible. Just wobbling and really worried about hitting rocks. I kept tapping rocks on my foot instead of stepping over it. But yeah, ended up running into Margaret with a mile and a half to go, which was really nice. So I ended up there for a mile and a half. Helped it go by, which was nice. And even though it was only a mile and a half, it was still very helpful. So got home, had my protein shake, and now I was gonna watch some YouTube, play some games, and keep the feet up, legs up, and recover. Okay, there's a very few things I ever claim I'm smart about or a genius about, because I am pretty stupid. I'm just stupid. Anyway, But like running is one of those things where like I would definitely claim I'm a genius because like first off, just today, today's run went really really well after destroying my legs yesterday in my long run, and you know before that was 2 weeks each week at 120 miles, which is a lot, and you know my legs were definitely dead yesterday, and this morning I ran 11 and they were bouncy and smooth and just feeling good. So like nailing the nutrition and the recovery. I'm a genius at that. Secondly, my biggest worry like going into the 50-miler was the rest week and the taper week, and like whether or not if I should do 2 weeks or blah 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 blah, and figured it out. I always do 20% for my rest week. So like, you know, during most training, I did 3 weeks hard, 1 week easy, and a week easy. It would be 20% less mileage than the 3 weeks prior. So I'm gonna do that. So since I'm doing 120s, I'm gonna do a 100-mile week. And then I was thinking how I ran 31 miles on Sunday after a 120-mile week. Right? So 31 miles. What was my math? I gotta figure out what I was doing my math wise. Okay, so 31 miles is 62% of 50 miles, right? So if I do 62% less miles, no, 62% miles, like 62% of 120 miles, which is, I did the math on my run, so my math could be wrong, but it's 76.4. So I do 76.4 miles during my taper week, and I should be able to run 50 miles easily because I ran 31 miles after 120-mile week. If that makes sense. Like, it's just proportions, you know, so it's 31 over 120 equals 50 over X, and you solve for X, and X would be 76.4 if I did my math in my head correctly in my run. But anyways, I mean, that totally makes sense to me. So I'm gonna go with that and see what happens. Another Tuesday. The legs are extremely tired. But today, if any day, today's the day to push and see if I can get in some kind of speed work. But see after like a first rep and see how I feel. But it reminds me of the summer before my junior year when I had the walk-on opportunity. And I was doing these mile-and-a-half hill reps on Tuesdays and Fridays up in Hendricks in Oregon, and I would literally run so hard that I would have to walk my cool down back home because my legs were so tired. Yeah, I don't know why that reminded me of that. Not that that's a good thing, but it could be a good thing. No, I ended up having a really good first few races where the progression was going really well, but then I kind of crashed because I peaked way too early. But yeah, anyway, that's the warm-up done, and I'm gonna attempt to work out. 7 by 1 mile with 2 minutes jog rest, and felt a lot better than I thought I would. You know, just had to get that first mile out of the way, and life was good. Yeah, nice little cool down. So I'm doing, you know, the Lake Sonoma 50 course for my 50 miler, and I haven't looked at the past results yet because they're very intimidating. Because you know Jim Walmsley and all those, you know, best of the best have run the course before and have run the race before. But this morning I looked at the results from last year and the year before, and it's definitely intimidating. Like, I really don't understand how people run, like not just the top athletes, but like the rest of the field, how they run it so fast, because it's not an easy course to run. So it's a little intimidating. So I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what my goal pace should be because I've never done one before. And I know that I should just run it to run the miles and like run the miles for the first time and then work out the next 50 miler by racing it. But I mean, I still want to run it fast, and that's the problem. So, I mean, play by ear, I guess. I don't really know. Probably just like run by feel. You know, that's the best I can say to everything. It's just run by feel, and see how the first couple miles go, and then go from there. But it's definitely intimidating. Like, I really don't understand how they run it so fast. Because like you do have to walk certain sections, so they must like if you're running, let's say 7-minute pace, right? And you get to the big hill and you have to walk the big hill. You're going down to like 12-minute pace. So like you must be running like your actual running speed must be like 6:30s, because you have to walk the big hill. Like at least 2 of the big hills, I would assume you have to walk it. There's no way they run it. So, anyways, yeah, that was a little. I wish I didn't look at that because that was a little demotivating, but it is what it is. So end of week 3, which is the last. Well, anyway, but today's Saturday. It's the last day of my 3 big weeks, and literally the 3 biggest weeks of training of my entire life. And yeah, today I'm actually taking the day off. It's not because I'm hurt. It's not because any of that. It's because I went like I went over my mileage for the week already in 6 days. So instead of me just jogging easy today, I'm just gonna take today completely off, and then tomorrow I can just do a nice easy long run, cut the mileage, and yeah, the next week is a shorter week anyway. Yeah, this week was really cool that I was able to build off of last week, and being able to build off each week those past 3 weeks has been pretty cool, knowing that it's the hardest running I've ever done, and still being able to build off of it each week is really cool. The first week on Tuesday I had 26-mile long run, and then the following week was 28, and the following week was 31. So to be able to build off my long runs was really cool, and to be able to build off my Tuesday workouts, making them a little bit longer each week was really cool. And even the Friday runs were I was able to build off the mileage. Like yesterday I went 23 miles. It wasn't because I stay on the roads, so it wasn't as much of climbing, but it's still a lot of effort to put into 23 miles instead of the 18. So yeah, it's really cool to be able to build off like that. So last week, the end of this week, I got in 125 miles and 0.81 or something, but it's still 125 miles. So that's the most mileage I've ever done my entire life. I've done 120 before. I've done back-to-back 120s, and never did 3 weeks at 120. So we're gonna do 2 weeks at 120, and then this 3rd week at 125 has been pretty awesome. I'm feeling good, feeling tired, but feeling like one piece. It's an extreme accomplishment to myself, I think. Whatever, I'm very happy about that. The left Achilles started being tight the first week, but I was able to baby it throughout the 3 weeks. So it's just a matter of getting that thing recovered. There is a little knot in the lower calf muscle, so I just gotta work that out, and the Achilles should be good to go. I learned a lot the past 3 weeks. Learned about recovery more, learned about what I really need to do, and the nutrition, and how much nutrition actually plays a part. They always say, make sure you have good nutrition, but seriously, kicking nutrition's butt, really made my recovery way faster, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm getting a little nervous for that 50-miler. I don't know really what to expect, because I don't know what it's gonna feel like after 31. But once again, being able to run 31 miles after 2 weeks up at 120, and then being able to run 23 miles yesterday, it's that's a really good sign that I would be a handle distance. The pace is the big question, and that's what I'm most nervous about, is what to do about the pace. But I think I'm just gonna worry about that when the day comes, run that first mile and go from there.